What's up guys, my name is Ace, and I copied somebody. Actually, I copied multiple people, at least according to the comment section of one of my most recent videos. The thing is, I didn't have any idea I was copying anybody, I had no knowledge of that in the past, and that kind of sparked an idea for a commentary, so I wanted to talk about this topic today. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so hopping right into it, the video in question was from a few days ago, and it was my Evolution of Call of Duty on time to kill. So I went through from Call of Duty 4 onwards, and I averaged out all the time to kill values. I did a lot of work calculating all the different average time to kills for each one of these games, and I shared those values with you guys so that you could see how the time to kill values have evolved over time in the franchise. I thought this was an excellent idea, and this idea was sparked from a comment in one of my previous videos. Somebody was saying that I talk about sprint out and aim down sight times quite a bit, and since I talk about it so much and compare it between different CoD games, they would like to see how that has changed over time with Call of Duty. I thanked the person for the comment and said, yes, this is a great idea, thank you so much. And I expanded this even more and started thinking there's a lot of opportunity for an actual series with this, because I could look at much more than just sprint out and aim down sight time. I thought time to kill would be an excellent entry into this series, and since we're looking at something that's changing over time within a particular franchise, I thought an excellent title for this series would be The Evolution of Call of Duty. I was really happy about this, really excited to share it with you guys, and then I started seeing the comments pour in as soon as I uploaded it. Apparently, I was copying and or stealing video ideas from two other YouTubers in particular. This is Poiint as well as Inkslasher. Now, I do want to be right up front here at the beginning. Even though I am fully aware of who these two YouTubers are, I've actually met Inkslasher several times at Call of Duty events. Even though I know who they are, I don't keep up with other YouTubers, and I had literally no idea that these guys had anything like this for a series. I know there's probably still going to be some people that doubt it, but I purposely avoid looking at other YouTubers in the same field, simply because I don't want to feel limited in what I can create for the fear of copying something I've seen before. When I start developing an idea for a series or a video, I want to really own that series for myself, and therefore I'm not looking to other YouTubers for ideas on how to make this the best. I do my own thing, and it turns out there are two other big YouTubers that are doing a series like this. I'm sure there are also some other YouTubers out there, maybe some smaller ones that aren't as well known, that also have a very similar series, or at least a similar title to their series. Because let's face it, it's a relatively generic topic, and it's quite a catchy title that just makes sense if you're covering a topic. If you're looking at how things are changing over time in Call of Duty, a pretty generic go-to title is going to be The Evolution of CoD. And it turns out, after doing some research, after being accused of stealing and copying so much, I wanted to go see what I was quote-unquote stealing or copying. So I did search out Poiint series. Turns out Poiint series is more so designed around picking a gun that we've seen several times throughout the Call of Duty franchise, so like the AK for instance, and then he plays through and does a live commentary playing with that gun in each iteration of the series. In those live commentaries, he's not going detailed into stats or anything like that, he's just playing with the gun and talking about his experience and memories with that gun. This is a really cool series idea, and it turns out, aside from the title, it's really nothing like mine. First off, it's all live commentary, which is completely different than my series, and second, he isn't going into the stats in great detail. He isn't even talking about the stats at all, he's just talking about how he feels about the gun. His series is more so for entertainment value, as well as just bringing back some memories and nostalgia of what it was like, whereas my series is all about getting right into the numbers, getting into the nitty-gritty of the code, and sharing the numbers of how specific gameplay mechanics have changed over time. As for Inkslasher's series, I had a look at that as well, and I can see a much better argument for why people thought that I might have been copying him. Inkslasher and I definitely have been making similar content for quite some time now, and we both like the numbers of the game. We like getting into things in great detail, and it turns out with his series, he does go into numbers a lot more than Poiint would in his series. And by the way, I'm not taking any shots at Poiint for doing a live commentary series. I think it's an excellent idea for a series. I'm not saying it's worse, I'm just saying it's different. But like I was saying, Inkslasher does get into the numbers, kind of like I do, but also I scrolled through his whole series of this, and it's still not quite the same as what I'm doing. I'm looking specifically at gameplay mechanics and the numbers and the code behind those gameplay mechanics. His appear to be a bit more on the general side, but he does bring the numbers in to support what he's saying, and I think there's definitely room for both of these series on YouTube. If you haven't seen his series yet, or Poiint series for that matter, I will leave them linked down below so you can go check them out for yourself. You can judge whether or not I'm copying them, and you just might find a series that you're really interested in from another YouTuber. But overall, I'm not going to be stopping this series. I'm going to continue it, and I'm also going to keep the same name. I'm still going to keep the Evolution of Call of Duty as my title for this. It is quite a generic title that anybody would come up with when you're looking at how things are changing over time within a specific area, and it's probably the best way to describe what you're going to be seeing in the video with the title. It keeps it from being clickbait in any way. It's generic yet catchy and easy to click on. So I am going to be keeping the title of the series because I did come up with the title on my own. I didn't see anything from other YouTubers coming up to this. I didn't copy any YouTubers coming up with this. It was all sparked from that one comment, like I said at the beginning, and therefore I am going to be continuing this series. And going off of this, I just wanted to talk a little bit more general in the terms of YouTubers. We'll talk specifically Call of Duty YouTubers copying each other with video ideas. This seems to come up every now and then. I often get comments on my videos where people are trying to inform me that somebody else is copying me, or sometimes like this, I get comments saying that I'm copying some other YouTuber that also covered the same topic or something like that. And I just wanted to talk about this in general. Most of the time when somebody said, oh, another YouTuber copied you, they didn't copy me. We happen to cover the same topic, which of course we're going to be covering the same topics. We're all in the same community, and there are certain hot topics that are going around the community. Of course you're going to get involved and talk about that. If new guns are dropped or something like that in Infinite Warfare, people that make Infinite Warfare content are going to be covering those new guns. This actually reminds me of one time, Prestige's Key and I, which we actually throughout Infinite Warfare's life cycle, we made very similar content. We were covering very similar things. There was one time I remember, we had literally the exact same title, word for word, on a video, and our videos were uploaded like within an hour of each other, or half an hour of each other, or something like that. Now, I'm pretty sure my video was the one that was uploaded first, so I had a lot of people saying, oh, Prestige's Key copied you and all this stuff, and that's just ridiculous. I found it quite funny, but I also made sure I corrected things here. They were uploaded so close together, it's not like he saw my video and thought, ooh, that's a great idea, I'm gonna copy this. And then he recorded it, and then he rendered it, then he uploaded it, made a thumbnail for it, and had it ready to go within half an hour. That just didn't happen. All that happened there is there's a hot topic in the community, both of us cover it with our videos because that's what we do on our channels, and when we're thinking about a title, there are certain practices that make a title very searchable as well as clickable. So it's no surprise that once in a while you're going to end up coming up with the same title as somebody else and the same content as somebody else, but completely separately from them. This has been happening within the Call of Duty YouTube community for many years. Now, sometimes there are cases where it is somebody that's just clearly copying someone else. You can see, like, a day after one person uploads, that person has the same video, and it's consistent. It's not just like the odd one-off video here and there. It's consistently exactly the same video as the other guy, the same numbers, the same data, everything's the same. It's presented in the same way. In those cases, yes, there's something wrong there, there's something going on there. But in other cases, I would urge you guys to give the YouTuber the benefit of the doubt. And I'm not just saying this for me, I'm also saying this for the people that you think may be copying me. Most of the time, like I said, when you guys are saying, oh, this guy copied you, Ace, you should go check him out, I go and check out that video, and no, he didn't copy me, he just happened to cover the same topic as me, and he happened to upload his video later than me. That can really reflect badly on that other YouTuber, and I really don't want that for any YouTubers out there, unless they are blatantly copying somebody on a consistent basis. So to wrap this up, I just wanted to say there are so many Call of Duty content creators out there. There is bound to be overlap with some of them, especially when you start getting into the different subcategories of those Call of Duty YouTubers. So for instance, with me, I'm really into the stats and the numbers, so is Inkslasher, so is Tabor Hill, so is Drifter when Drifter is covering Call of Duty. We're bound to be covering the same topics every now and then, and I think it's great to have this variety of content out there for you guys to choose what you want to see. So at the end of this, my Evolution of Call of Duty series isn't going anywhere, but having said that, I will be aware of what the other guys are uploading here. More specifically Inkslasher, I will pay more attention to what he's uploading, and I'll try my best to avoid covering the same topics within this particular series. This way, I feel like we can each have our own series that are going to be very complementary to each other, and therefore just provide more content for you guys to see. Like I said, I would highly recommend going and checking out Inkslasher's series. I will leave that link down below, as well as Poiint series, which will also be linked down there. Once again, a big thank you to Malcolm Kenneth for sparking the idea for this Evolution of CoD series. I will be covering Sprint Out as well as Aim Down Sight Time soon, so stay tuned for that one. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.